astonishing.
Yeah.
They all said, you know, hello, Diane, haven't changed, have you?
But you have, of course.
What?
You have, of course.
I don't, no, I don't think basically, no.
No.
I mean, I have many more accessories. I mean, I suppose I've got more money and more things, but the qualities that existed as a Yorkshire girl are still there.
What are they? What are the particular qualities, do you think, that that part of the country gives you?
It's a sense of reality, I think, more than anything else. The awareness that even though you may be a success, there's that Yorkshire voice at the back of your mind which is saying, aye, but no, but just. You've still got to keep working at it, you know.
What kind of, I mean, from kind of the background that you did up there, which I know very well, being I was born so very near you, it always struck me that if I'd have ever said that I wanted to go into the theatre, that my dad would have thought it spawned a wrong un. You know. Did you have something of this parental opposition to your ambitions to being an actress?
Not too much. I mean, parents, they love you very much, and if they think you want to do something like crazy, like being an actress, then they're behind you. But there's always a reason. They always, in some sense, rationalize it. And I heard my mother's rationalization only last week. And she said, well, of course, she said, some time ago, she said, one of your forebears was illegitimate. And that seems to explain the fact that I became an actress. It's
very curious how people associate sort of so-called loose morality and the
absolutely,
theatre, isn't it?
Yes,
yes.
Yeah.
And has it been your experience in the theatre that, in fact, that this is a lie or a truth?
Oh, I think it's a lie. The days of the casting couch, if they ever did exist, I think they must have been very much exaggerated, because nobody's asked me to take off my clothes for a part. I mean, I don't know whether to take that as a sort of knock or what, but they haven't.
The thing, of course, that made you, gave you all this sort of fame was the Avengers thing, wasn't it? Undoubtedly, did an awful lot for you. How did you get that part as Emma Peel? Because I must say that if one followed it from the beginning and took Honor Blackman as being the kind of creature that you imagine in the part, you were the last person actually to follow on.
Yes.
Yes. Shall we talk about something else?
Well, no. I hadn't seen Honor on the telly, because I'd been doing theatre all the time. And I turned up at the studios to do a test, along with 500 other ladies all dressed in basic black, trousers and a sweater. And I did my test with Patrick, and one stuntman. All of us had to go through the same ritual. We had to play a scene with Patrick, and then we had to do a fight with the stuntman. And this stuntman was clouted over the head with a handbag 500 times. And when it got to my turn, I mean, he was absolutely punch drunk and fell to the floor. And they obviously thought, well, she's the strongest, and gave me the part.
How did men react to you being Emma Peel? Did you find that their reaction to you was different than when you were just Diana Rigg before it all happened?
Yes. Yes, socially it can be terribly difficult.
Really?
Well, they think you're infallible, and they think you're this sort of great butch creature, you know, which I'm not, either. And neither am I going to work my head off to try and sort of dissolve that whole image, you know. I expect people to accept me as I am, that's all.
A lot of people who appear in a series as successful as that find that their career ends there, don't they? I mean, if you look at some of the people who've been on Coronation Street and some of this sort of thing. You obviously didn't have this problem.
I didn't have it because I refused to accept that it existed. I mean, I think it still exists in the minds of the people who maybe come to see the plays, because they come to see me, the person who was Emma Peel. And if they buy the ticket to the show, that's fine by me, because thereafter it's my business to make them believe that I'm an actress and I can do more than one thing.
You're not married, are you, Diana?
No.
And you lived with a man for a long time. In fact, sort of before it became really respectable to live with a fellow. What appealed to you in the option that you had of living with somebody as against marrying them? What was it?
I refuse to talk in generalities, because I don't want to affect other people. I reached this through a very personal process. And so it's a very personal decision. And I hate the idea of affecting anybody and saying marriage is out and all that. I'm simply talking about myself. And that is not being married. means that I consciously commit myself on a daily basis to somebody, and I find, in fact, I'm much more faithful and much more loving and caring than I think if I were married. I don't know, because I've never been married, but I prefer to keep trying.
Does the resolve ever weaken, though? Are there moments when you ever feel the need of permanent companionship, if you could describe marriage as being that?
You can have permanent companionship outside marriage. I think the mistake is to think that there are, I mean, I don't want to dictate to people. Living outside marriage with somebody can be a marriage, but simply without the ceremony, that's all.
Can I talk to you about something else which has but briefly affected your life, about nudity on the stage?
Oh, God.
Well, I think it's a very fascinating area. You've taken your clothes off on stage.
I've taken my clothes off on stage.
Yes. Do you have to talk yourself into it?
Yes. I come from Yorkshire. Nobody takes their clothes off in Yorkshire except on a Friday night. I mean. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, I had to talk myself into it, you know. It was difficult.
Yes, how do you finally justify it in the end, Diana? Because it seems to me that the quotes that you see from people that in the end it was justifiable because of the structure of the play doesn't seem to hold water.
Yes, it's a bit facile. I did it too. I mean, I must admit, those are the very things that I said.
Yes.
However, because I was talking to the national newspapers at the time, and because they only had about 3 lines in which to quote me, I didn't see any point in talking about what I really thought was the issue, and that is that we all have breasts, and we all have penises, and we all have bodies in common, and that is not the most precious thing that we possess. The most precious thing that we possess are our personalities and our spirits. And I think that from the Victorian era onwards, too much emphasis has been placed on covering your body. I think to trust each other and to love each other sufficiently to show our spirits is infinitely more important.